I'm having a hard time remembering the examples that you've used for the theories we've covered in the class. Could you possibly discuss some of them? I have mentioned a lot of examples over the course of the semester because this is a quite theoretical class, and it can be difficult for me to be able to try to wrap my head around some of these more theoretical topics that we've covered, and they're general theories meant to capture important elements from a large number of examples, but what I tried to do is pick some examples that were either highly salient for the evolution of the theoretical approaches that we've covered or towards our understanding of the history of international relations over the last 100 or 150 years, but they are meant to complement the discussion of the theoretical approaches. And each one, I try to choose a main one per week. And for this week, the example was the International Criminal Court for the discussion of the evolution of international law, regimes, and norms. I've covered everything from World War I to the Democratic Republic of Congo to the World Trade Organization. These are examples of either historical events or important international organizations that have to grapple with some of the challenges and opportunities that we talked about in the class. But I can't really walk you through all the specific examples because I mentioned a lot of them. I would say if you have any questions about any specific example and its applicability to the theories, feel free to email me or to post another question on the Q&A board. But I would think for the final exam, I'm not really looking for specific, I'm not going to ask any specific questions about a particular case, but I think the examples that I mentioned or that you might come across in your own research, and the Syrian example would be one that everyone's been exposed to in the tutorials, would be useful to try to apply some of the general theories to a specific case and examine the relatively explanatory power in any potential essay question or short answer. But it's meant to accentuate or show your understanding of the theories and how it might apply to the real world. And they're not essential, and it really is up to you to kind of judge. And the book also goes through a lot of examples about which ones would be the most relevant or interesting to you. And I think with your research papers and other classes, you're going to get an opportunity that I really enjoyed when I was writing them back in the day of learning about a specific case, a specific type of organization or challenge that states face, and then try to understand what's going on, who are the actors, what they want, and what kind of constraints or bargains or interactions that they might have with other actors. So there's an almost unlimited amount of examples you can choose in international relations. I try to choose some that are quite important or influential in the international relations field, but they're just my choices, and there's a bunch of other ones that you might choose and might be interested in and read up in. So they're meant to spice up the dish and to try to give a bit of flavor and color to the staples that we're looking at in theories of international relations.